Good morning. Good morning. Sam Tolbert, Sound of Joy Music Services. And we're bringing you another live stream here this Friday morning in the United States. Those who may be watching in other countries, my greetings to you in your country. I've been working on having an early morning stream covering, there's my camera again, covering some of the viewer requests, which are the easier ones to do. This will cut down on the amount of videos that I'm making. I'm well over 180 viewer requests, and there are some coming in on my Gmail account. I generally like to have them here on YouTube so that other viewers can actually see those comments and it may be a song they want to learn. So, taking advantage of what I can do in a live setting. Now, my brother in law had sent a request in yesterday, which I didn't answer because he knows that song, but I will do that for him first. This way, if he's watching this, he can say I didn't leave him out. It's a song from many years ago, Church of God in Christ, the Garden of Prayer Cathedral, when they would do their Sunday night radio broadcast, they would open up with a selection, um, one God, one faith, and one baptism. Now, as a young musician during that time, I didn't get a chance to play that song, but I absorb everything that I hear. So we will go to my work page. This is where the work is done. And I will cover that song for him. I want to make sure that I don't miss anyone that comes on live. One God, one faith, one baptism. Now I'm trying to remember the key that song was done in. One God, one faith, and one based on about I believe that was the song. So let's see if I can give it a little more um, a majestic look. I want to verify I don't miss anybody. One God. And one How you doing, showrunner? Do I know one day I'm going to, yeah, going up to meet him when he comes. E flat. One day. So that song, generally you would hear that song one day. Hey, how you doing, brother Mitchell? You would normally hear that song. Usually they don't sing it anymore. On a funeral service. Now that key might be high because of the highest note. One day, one day, one day, I'm going where Jesus is. Memories off. One day, I'm going where Jesus. There's your highest note. One day, I'm going where Jesus is diminished. I'll be caught up to meet him in the end. I'll be caught up. Pa. Joy and happiness will be mine. Tell the story. Caught up to don't remember all the words, but yes. Oh, thank you, thank you. This is just a matter of being there when these songs were standards. They don't sing them anymore, and I kind of miss them because this was it's a jazz tune. If you know the Nashville system, it's right there in the Nashville system. Joy and happiness. There's the Nashville chord, melody up top. Throw in that jazz or the gospel minor six. Tell the story. Caught up to meet him. In fact, I'm in the key that I need to be in for the viewer request. One of my viewers who sends me requests via my Gmail account requested "I Really Love the Lord" in the key of D flat. But I'm always watching. What about He Is Here? Hallelujah. He is here. Amen. I'm not familiar with that song. I am sorry. I'd have to hear an actual rendition just to hear the actual path that song uses melody wise and the chords, and then I can basically just put the song together. I Really Love the Lord is the viewer request song. So if I want to use the viewer's name, I try to keep that private. But if you're watching this video now or you're going to see it later, this is your request that you're getting now. I Really Love the Lord in D flat. Every viewer request starts off with a scale, because that's where you're going to find your melody, always in the scale, and then the chords follow. So, starts, I really love the Lord. Wow, that's high. You don't know what he's done for me. He's a victory. I love him. Just out of it. I really love the. Wow, that's kind of high for a singer, but that's the key that was requested. So we know that's our melody. I really love the Lord. I really love the Lord. So we'll stay right there. So your bass chords. So for those who do the number system for this song, I'm doing the melody. Come bless the soldiers of the Lord who saved my life in the army of the Come bless the Lord, all ye soldiers of the Lord who saved my life in the army of the Lord. That song is not ringing a bell, which means if the church denomination I played for never sang it, I didn't have a reason to learn it. But as I say, once I can hear a song in its proper form being played, then it's not a problem for me to be able to learn it. I'm sorry you're calling out the ones that I never had a reason, it didn't cross my musical path. So in a higher tone, I really love the Lord. Now you know it's going to resolve to that B flat, and you're right there. Just hold those chords, and now to the E minor, right? Back to If you want to do drop 2, because all these notes are in part of the scale, you can pick and choose how you want to approach it based upon if you have a singer or an instrumentalist playing. So it continues. You don't know what he's done for me. I'm not going to sing. Gave me the victory. I love him. I love him. I really love the Lord. So again, we're still in the scale. So we pick the chords. You don't know what he's done for me. Now we're going to go to an F. Gave me the victory. What do we call this? E minor 7/5. It's a very pretty chord for this song. I love him. I love B flat him. Very a change that has to be there. Now you're saying, why that change? Because B flat is in the scale, which means you can go to B flat, and I call them cousin chords, and borrow that chord back to E minor. Really love the Lord. So, and again, I'm big on what about power, Lord. Wow, you got a lot of requests this morning. Let me get through this. You can keep typing them in because that's where I need to see them. I will, again, keep checking to see any comments. But yeah, Power Lord, very basic. I think 1/4 song. But let me get through this viewer request, so the viewer doesn't have to go through the whole video to get the whole song. So to my viewer, I'm not going to use your first name. I almost said it. So that's the approach that you can use. Use the scale to find the first note. Then you know what chords are there. Yeah. Now, if you don't have this chord yet, you can just do the bottom. One single note. You don't know what he's done for me. Gave me the victory. Just the same pretty chord. I love him. I love him. I really love the Lord. Now, this type of song really, if you don't want to make it so choppy, then that's when the actual touch of what you're doing comes in. Your ability to float over the keys. I'll call it the early praise songs, which you would do with a full choir, but it can be used also in a praise service. If you have any questions or what I've covered, this is for the viewer who requested I Really Love the Lord. Please contact me again through email, and I'll see what I can maybe answer what your question would be. But it's the same concept that I've used on every one of my videos. Learn the scales, learn your basic chords, which is the Nashville chord system, and then begin to expand on those chords by using my chord system. That's where I find my chords from, the combination of the Nashville system and my own Sam Tolbert chording system, or number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back 1. That's my version of it, which has different versions. I always give a lot of different versions, but then you can pick and choose how you want to support the melody line. That's always at the top, unless you're going to switch it. Then, of course, you're ready to improvise around it. Back to showrunner. As I say, I'm not familiar with the Come Bless the Lord, all ye soldiers of the Lord who saved my life in the army of the Lord. It's not the lyrics are not ringing a bell. Perhaps if I heard it again, I would. But power, Lord, and stay in D flat. Another congregational call and response. A flat. So it's in that minor. I want to call it the harmonic minor, but it could be in the jazz minor scale. There it is. I got to remember what the jazz minor scale is. So, and this song requires an actual beat behind it. So let's switch over to what I use to give me my beats. Let's see. I'm trying to adjust the volume. Let's see. This is what I use for giving me my church beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So generally, when I would do a song like this, I would ride with what the actual beat was. So there would be an actual bounce for me, and you've got to be on the bounce. Your bass has got to be right there. I'm in that scale. My left hand thinking about it instead of just playing. It might sound like I'm with the people singing, but I am and outside. Got to be flexible. So as you see, I began switching up the bass, switching up the chords because this type of song can run for 5 minutes. So you don't want to be locked into doing the same changes all the time. Um, so you can go. As long as you come out of it. So, and again, that's often when I say if you know where your home chords are going to be, if you decide to go out of it and you get lost, you can always come out of it and again find yourself back in the home set of chords. That's where you're going to reside in your home chords, and then of course then you can explore musically. What about He Brought Laughter to My Soul? You're calling out songs which may have been in your area of, I'm not sure where your area of the country is, but not that it doesn't exist, but it wasn't a requirement for me to learn. And generally, with all of my years of experience, there are thousands of songs I don't know. But if I get to hear a rendition of it that's done correctly, because you always want to learn any song correctly, then I have no problem being able to learn it. There was some more requests. Let me see where they are. Gonna change my view, my point of view. There was some more requests that were made of me. Uh, okay, that's going to be a separate video. Oh, okay, I remember. I have to remember where it was done at. Two hymns, Through It All and The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power. These were sent through on my YouTube notifications. Through It All, key of F. So let's switch up chordy app to the key of F. We are standing on holy ground. Yes, that is a very familiar song to me. Yes, my God is real. How you doing, Evangelist Franklin? I'm sure you mean yes, God is real, if I'm correct. My God is real. I was reading over that and I'm going, my God is real. If that was a special song or the hymn, yes, God is real. Let me see. We are standing on holy ground. Let me, before I start the Through It All, change my scene again. Let me Through It All. Now, Through It All it's written by Andre Crouch, and I am a big fan of Andre Crouch. God rest his soul. A lot of my style playing is still off of his chords. Key of F. Now, a lot of people don't play on Through It All, play that verse part, but that leads you into through it all. Again, there it is. Andre Crouch's songs are in the Nashville chord system because he wrote songs. They were crossover songs, if you want to use that terminology that you don't hear a lot more anymore. His melodies and his chords would cross over into a different genre sound. So if you didn't understand the crossover path, you got lost as a musician. Through it all, through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus, learn to trust in God. Da, da, da. Through it all, through it all, I've learned to depend upon God's word. Go to the G7. That's the Andre Crouch turn. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in his turn. I learned to depend upon God's word. To depend upon God's. Just lost one of my lights. Let's just adjust this one up a little higher. Okay. One of my lights just went out, battery just gave out. And I have an hour time limit because I got something I got to do in an hour. We'll jump to Standing on Holy Ground before I get to the second song, The Blood Never Loses Power. Now, I do have videos of that there for the viewer who requested that. But I got to be careful because YouTube does not like that song being played. So I'm going to have to really cut that one up into segments and talk through it. The blood will never lose its power. We are standing on holy ground. D flat, I remember, I think. Again, melody gives you your chords. Very basic at first. Let us praise Jesus now. We are standing in His presence on holy ground. So once you get the melody down, you pick what version, major or minor or diminished chord, you want to help support that melody. Now, if you're doing three-part harmony, that limits where you're going to go. So three-part harmony, that's going to limit where your chords are going to go. But then, of course, as a musician, I always believe that you can support any section of chords with the correct flavoring of chords. Standing on holy ground. Let us praise. Diminished. We are standing in His presence. So it's just a matter of, from a musician standpoint, how many chords do you have in your chord palette box that you can pull out? Praise. All right. Gonna have to cut short here soon because I say I've got something that I've got on a timer. Just watching my timer. Um, let me do. Let me do this. If you give me a second, I gotta go check something and come back. So communicate with each other, and I will be right back. Let's change you to this page. I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. No, this live will stay up, showrunner. So what were we doing? Oh, standing on holy ground. Evangelist Franklin, I may as well throw your request in there too. Yes, God is real. And I believe it is in. Should I change that light? No, I'm good. I believe it's in B flat. Number 162 out of the African American Heritage Hymnal. When you have a sheet music reference to a song, especially a hymn, you always want to verify the melody so that you can apply the correct chords. Yes, two flats, B flat. What currently I'm in the key of F. Let's switch Chordy app to B flat. There we go, two flats. Let's do a little sight reading. Chromatic. What note did they put there? Okay. I'm reading the sheet music, and they have two notes there with a one note with a B flat because they did it in actual 3-part harmony, which is good to have a reference to point to because the original songwriter is not here to tell me I'm playing the incorrect note. Anikimia. I need help with Only What You Do for Christ Will Laugh by CCLC Youth Choir. I'm unfamiliar with that, but on this live, I can't pull it up. Of course, I can't play it, but at least to hear what it sounds like. So give me a chance. Let me cover Yes, God is Real for Evangelist Franklin. So that's your scale. And in this song, they are using chromatic. It's all over the place scale wise. And because of the era in which this song was written, it's got a bluesy feel. Yeah, lost my chain. Let's see, I'm thinking about it. Usually when I don't think about it, I can throw that chord. There it is. Diminish. Yes, God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. So you have to, on this song, respect the melody path. By that, if it's going to go, you've got to end on that note and So very basic. Just give it chords. There are some things. Go up to the seventh. I do not know. Stay in that in E flat. Diminish places. And go to seven. Back to the B floor. That B flat. Boom, bumps. And it's a 6/8 timing, I believe, because it's slow. 7, E flat. That diminished comes right there. F, stay right there. You know it's going to end on a F7. Stay on the F7. Now the yes, God is real. Yes, God is. And it's going to go to an E flat major for your first time. Diminish. My soul. Yes, God. Yes, God. Pentatonic scale. Bum, 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 bum. Pentatonic scale. God is real. For he has washed. Now you're going to go to a C7. The natural scale is in this song too, because it's written in that era. Alright, so diminished. Yes, God is real. For can feel him in us. Melody is your key, or the keys, to chording any song based upon what the composer used. If the composer stayed within this system, then that's where you'll find your chords. Right in that chord system. A seventh, the 4, diminish, 7th, a minor, 7th, another 7th, it's when you began to build what I call off the bass. Scales, melody, chords off of the melody, but the melody path, and then finding the natural chord system. 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, off that pattern. Then I have my own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my scale number system. And then you just combine all of that to give you the path of the song you want to use. And then, of course, you select the style. Is it a bluesy style? Contemporary? Gospel? contemporary, new jazz, classical, gospel. Classical, back to hymn. This is your hymn voicing. Welcome, Tammy, and want to miss anybody. And it's all a matter of how many scales do you know, how many chords do you know, traditional, contemporary, jazz, classical, how you want to approach that melody with different genres. You can go gospel, you can go classical, you can go blues, you can even go CCM. The one, four, back to the one, the five, the one. This is the CCM style. Four, the one, five. I should have ended on the four. Go four, the one, one, the six, the four, the one, the four, the one, five, I should end on the four. There it is. Again, once I learn a style, it's just a matter of positioning that style around the melody. And you can't know the melody if you don't understand scales. I want to get to help with the song by a Kimita. I'm sorry if I'm saying your wrong, naming correctly. I have to hear Only What You Do for Christ by CLC Youth Choir. So I got to mute everyone so that you don't hear me play it through the YouTube channel. So let's switch up my scene, exit right, and then I'm going to mute the channel. So we'll keep talking while I look it up on the YouTube. I'm just capturing the title, so I can just put it right into YouTube so I can hear the song. Jennifer, I can hear the song. Okay, let's do enter to find it. All right, let me mute my signal. All right, so hearing the song for the first time, um, finding the path, D flat. So I know I've got my key. Next is what is the melody doing? Three-part harmony, no lead singer. So that's one concept I have to leave out. Are they following a normal path for a three-part harmony for gospel? Yes, they are. But then there's a change that they do at the end of their verse. So where do I spend the most time? That last change there. So I may have to go back and listen to that. But I believe that's the change they did there. Let me verify that. Yeah, turn my microphone on. So, Kamita, please forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Where is the part of the song where you're having difficulty? Welcome, Legend Mode. And Tammy, welcome also. If I didn't acknowledge you coming in. I've learned that when you learn the choir voicing in any choir song, you've got 75% of the chords that you need. The rest is what the other musicians are doing. Let me listen a little bit more to some more. 'Cause again, I'm doing this live, so normally I would take 4 or 5 takes of hearing a song before I start trying to play it. But then the concept is if I understand what the scale is in, let me remove my. Just change that. I'm always conscious of what's on my page to do. And okay. Once you understand where the chords are going choir wise, that'll lead you into the chords, half of the chords that the musicians are doing, because they're also doing choir parts. So let me put you on mute a second and listen a little more to it. And of course, we won't go into mute. All right. The bass. My alarm is going off. Okay. 10 minute snooze. So basically the whole so basically the whole so basically the whole song. My apologies. I don't know chords or recode, so I do play by ear, whatever this here. But for some reason I can't having difficult trying to hear. Yeah, this song. It's a cross. I can look at it this way. This song is a cross between hymn and contemporary because they're using some basic hymnal chords and then they're jumping into the contemporary, and it's a very easy way. They're not really going too far out. I've heard songs go so crazy, even I got to scratch my head as to why they would go that path. Okay, legend mode. I got you. Um, um, hmm. I usually pick the choir voicing on a song like this to help me know the path of the music that's underneath them. So let me go back. Let me roll it back. I can't do this live here on YouTube because they will copyright strike me if they hear it in the background. That's why I'm muting it. But let me help you in picking out the choir voicing because that will lead you to 60% of what the song is. The rest will be just adding a bass to that. So let me show you that concept. I'll play along with it as you hear me decipher what they're doing. Go on mute, please. All right, jumping around. Yeah, this song is it's jumpy. I'd have to teach this song to a choir 'cause I have to write out the words and the notes to get that format. A lot of words too. Yeah, and that's a quick deep dive into it. It's going longer than I thought this would, and I may have to bring this in and maybe come back at another time and answer the other requests. If you knew what was happening around here, you would understand. What I will do is I will copy this song and put it on my viewer request because you are a viewer and you are making the. Let me change the scene. Okay, you are one of my viewers. I don't know if this is your first time, but all the people who do view my channel are given the opportunity to make a request, and I try to do an 8 to 10 minute breakdown of a song so that they can go back and learn this song. So I will add you to my growing list of coming close to 200 viewer requests since I started doing viewer requests. I will add this song so that I can give you a more accurate breakdown where I've had the actual time to learn the song. I'm just copying your request and adding it to my list. That's why I like doing these things live. This way I can communicate with the actual viewer and find out what they really need from what service I can actually provide with limited time also. And this is done free. Normally I would do a live consultation at $45 an hour, but I find that the best way that I can communicate with those that I can provide the best service to is to make it as free as I possibly can. So and for being a viewer, you are supporting my channel by just viewing. Where was another song? Evangelist, Last Mile of the Way. I'll add that to the list also. I've got something I have to do. That's why I'm cutting the stream short. I only wanted to do an hour. My timer went off to let me know that I got something that I want to do. Why won't that paste? Still won't paste. Let's copy that again. There it is. So I've got that request by Evangelist Franklin. Oh, you're welcome. As I've said in a lot of my streams, I'm that musician as a youngster that none of the quote unquote special musicians or the anointed or whatever you want to call them would ever help me learn anything about music. And I had said to myself, and of course, we make our vows to God, that if I ever got to the point where I could learn to play music, I would never turn away any musician asking me to show them a song or show them chords. And this is my way of holding, as a youngster, as a 14, 15-year-old, of keeping that promise that I would never hide. As you see when I put up my work screen, you see my chords, you see my hands, you see what I'm doing, and I'll stop and slow it down and tear it apart to show you how I built it from a scale to a chord to a song. Because no musicians back in my day who were quote unquote the top of the line musician would show me. They would actually turn their organ off. Some of them push all the drawbars in and turn it off so that I couldn't see what their settings were or what they were doing. And as a youngster, I felt that I did something wrong. I didn't realize that there was a jealousy thing there. I didn't realize. That's why I've never adopted that spirit ever. I just waited for technology to get to the point where I can do what I'm doing right now. So yes, this is why I do it. Because when I go, I don't plan on taking any chords with me. I put it like that. When my time is done, I'm leaving all my chords here on YouTube with all of you good viewers. Let's see. I think there was another song. I'm trying to think. Was there another song? I did Yes, God is Real. Showrunner, we did your song. Oh, Power, Lord. I did that. Oh, He Brought Laughter to My Soul by Showrunner. Right. There's a lot of requests that Showrunner had, songs that I don't know. If I don't copy these, then when the stream is over, all these comments will disappear. So I'm copying them so that I can at least touch on them for those who were kind enough to come in and give me your viewership. Your viewership helps my algorithm. There's my alarm letting me know that I am past due time for what I got to do. Okay, we got all the showrunners' requests there. And I try to answer all of them. Now, if it's a song that's really crazy and way out, I'll let you know that, hey, that's too much time for me to be able to learn that song, book a session to where it'll be paid time. But when it's something that's real quick that you're having a problem with, I'll help you there. Let's see. I think I've got everyone. Yes, I do. I have everyone there. And I may come back on live also. Again, I have things that I need to attend to that is calling me right now. Let's see. Last Mile of the Way. Did I put that there? I thought I did put Last Mile of the Way up there. Let me see. Yes, what Last Mile of the Way. So thank you all who have come in and spent some time with me. Those who have catch me live. I'm trying to implement early morning live streams. I've got a new computer thanks to all of you coming in and giving me your actual viewership and your thumbs up and your subscriptions. You're helping my YouTube monetization to where I'm now going into my pocket and using some of that monetization money to upgrade my computer system to get a better, more powerful system where I can actually do more and put a much better presentation together. So you will see that coming in July. The new system should be here in June. I've got to load it up with everything that I haven't been able to load up in the current system. That's new streaming software, new sound patches, new. I'm going to be doing so much more with a much powerful more system, and your viewership has made that happen. For those who have been giving me super thanks and super chats and who've been giving me cash apps, that's where your donations are going. You're helping me to better what I'm doing now. Oh, you're in New Zealand. Thank you. So now I've got to spend more time on that song than thought you may have been here, but I will spend more time getting that song together for you. I always love when I'm getting viewership from those around the world because I never know where everyone is. I normally ask. Sometimes I think I may be prying, so I stop asking. But it's good to know that I'm being a support, not just here in the United States, but I think I've had Zimbabwe, I've had Brazil, I have a gentleman that's in Romania. Um, I've had Africa. I've had one gentleman from Japan actually asked me to put a better light over my keyboard so he can see my hands. So I have three lights now over my keyboard, only because he made that request. I said, let me get some more lights because I don't want to be hiding anything I'm doing from those who maybe can learn better by seeing my hands. That is what my intent has always been to do the best that I possibly can. So I believe I've got. Let me see. I don't want to miss any of these comments. Most senior musicians don't want to show you anything. Hey, Fats, I didn't know you were here. That's one reason it's taken me so long to learn. Yeah. And I'll take this time to do that till my alarm goes off again. It's it's nothing new. 50 years ago, it was the same way. And some of those musicians that were there 50 years ago are still alive today that I've known. And I know it must be irking them that I'm playing their chords and showing other people how to play their chords. They don't know it. But those guys that had chords that wouldn't show me back then, I remembered how they played them. And when I got better and better skilled in finger movement, I can now play their music and play it better. So I know it must irk them when they see me post on Facebook and on YouTube and they go on my video and they see me playing their song with their chords and adding more to it. That is my, karma moment. Oh yeah, this is your song that you play like this. But look at if you would have added this to it. A big band sound, a full chord, and then throw a little classical in there. So that's my karma moment. What else do we have here? Love this. Your ministry. God bless you tenfold. It's currently oh goodness, 3:14. You're up 3:14. That's I'm looking at the difference in time. That's 6 hour difference from where I am right now. So I gotta be okay. I won't make it a live on your song. It'll be an actual What I normally do is I put the video up, the video request. So I will do that so that you can watch it at any time. Don't want you up at 3:18 in the a.m. watching me, or 3:14 in the a.m. So I will give you a nice presentation for this song only because you're up at 3:18 in the morning. My piano teacher was writing down my course, and that's when I knew I needed a new teacher. It's like they slowly teach you theory to get a weekly check. Well, legend mode, yes, they want to eat. Me, I'm in retirement mode. So here in the United States, when you've done a number of years, they give you a stipend to help support you. But I was lucky enough to do 48 consecutive years working for major companies. So I have not only a pension, but Social Security, which keeps me living in the same house that I purchased 25 years ago. But the YouTube is allowing me to give a different stream of revenue so I can do things like I'm doing right now. So your viewership, of course, and for those who are contributing, you notice I will put up a Cash App and a PayPal. That's for those who want to share. And of course, I have an actual Patreon page where I have viewers that, if you want a more in-depth breakdown of a song for $5 a month, now here I'm grifting, where a lot of people grift. On my Patreon page for $5 per month, you get MIDI files, you get a more in-depth breakdown with the song playing in the background, so I can actually break it down more, and you get that video sent directly to you. No one gets that video but you. I do that. In fact, I have a gentleman now who's waiting on his next video. He's had maybe 10 of those already for $5 a month. He's already gotten like 10 videos of his request, which is not a problem because that's, again, for continuing support. I give more support. Um, and I'm going to be implementing MIDI files of some of these song breakdowns that I'm doing for those who have MIDI players in their on their computer that can put it in a different key, slow it down even slower than what I'm teaching it. Those are going to be the new things that the new system is going to allow me to add value to this channel. All right, I'm going to have to go. There's a thing that I'm behind in doing, but I do appreciate all of you who have been here. I've copied down the requests that were made, so I have them on my page. And as always, subscribe. You see that subscribe button right there. If you're not a subscriber, I need to probably post up Zoom and Skype. I am looking at doing uh, Zoom sessions with multiple people, so I can have maybe 4 or 5 people learning the same song. Skype is what I use for my individual lessons, which can be recorded by that person. So now they get a recording of that lesson. And of course, gospel piano chords and viewer requests is what I do here on this channel. Thank you all. But I've got to run. I appreciate you. Love you all where you are. Get some sleep, Anitra, over there in New Zealand, and for everyone wherever you are, be safe out there. If you know what's happening here in the United States with the fires in Canada, we've had some very unhealthy days. So as an aging person of 67, I have to be careful of everything I do, drink, breathe, and of course, keeping the body at this age healthy. And there's my alarm letting me know. As you can let you see, that's my alarm. It's telling me you're past due. So I got to go take care of something. Thank you all, and see you on the next live.